Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to put on our detective hats and solve the mystery of those pesky problems that just refuse to go away.
I mean, we've all been there, right? You fix a glitch, the user's happy, you close the ticket, only for it to pop right back up a week later, causing the exact same chaos. It's not just frustrating, it's a massive drain on your time and energy.
Okay, so, like any good investigation, the very first step is to know exactly what you're dealing with. And in the IT world, that means understanding the super important difference between an incident and a problem.
Think of it like an iceberg. An incident? That's the part you can see. It's loud, it's urgent, it's the user screaming, "Something broke, help me now!" It's the symptom. But the problem? Well, that's the giant hidden chunk of ice under the water. It's the silent culprit that keeps causing those symptoms over and over again. So let's make this real. A laptop that just won't turn on? That's an incident. You fix it, you move on. A user who forgot their password for the 10th time? Yep, still an incident. But a router that overheats and crashes every single Friday at 3 p.m., that is not a coincidence. That's a clue, and it's pointing to a much deeper problem.
So to solve these nagging mysteries, you need the right tools. You can't just keep slapping bandages on the symptoms and hoping for the best. And that, my friends, is where root cause analysis, or RCA, comes into play.
You can think of RCA as your official detective's handbook. It's a structured, systematic way to move beyond those quick, lazy fixes. It's how you find out what's really broken so you can put a permanent solution in place.
Today, we're going to stock our detective kit with 3 really powerful techniques that'll help you crack any case, from the simple to the seriously complex. Let's kick things off with the simplest and honestly one of the most effective tools in the whole kit.
You know, sometimes the most powerful investigative tool isn't some fancy piece of software, it's just a simple, persistent question. Why? Okay, let's take a classic case. The printer won't print. A surface-level fix is to just add paper. Done. But a real detective asks, okay, but why was there no paper? Well, because the cabinet's empty. Okay, why is the cabinet empty? Because nobody restocked it. See what's happening? We're peeling back the layers of this onion, one why at a time, to get past the symptoms. And there it is, the root cause. The problem was never the lack of paper. The problem was the lack of a process. The entire system for keeping the printer stocked was basically just running on good intentions, or vibes. Now that you know that, you can build a real inventory system and solve this problem for good.
So once you've solved the immediate case, a really great detective tries to predict the criminal's next move. In our world, that means finding failures before they even happen. For that, we need a couple of advanced tools.
First up is FMEA, which stands for Failure Mode and Effect Analysis. It's kind of like creating a criminal profile for all the things that could go wrong in your system. It's all about being proactive so you can stop the biggest disasters before they even get a chance to start.
Here's how that actually works. You list out a potential failure, like, say, the router overheating. Then you figure out the effect. In this case, the Wi-Fi goes down. And then here's the crucial part. You assign a priority. This simple little table forces you to ask, of all the things that could break, which one is going to hurt the most? And it makes it crystal clear that a failed backup is way more critical than an empty printer. It helps you focus your efforts where they really truly matter.
All right, our next tool, ETA or Event Tree Analysis, kind of flips the script. If FMEA looks at potential causes, ETA maps out the potential consequences and answers the question, okay, so when something does fail, what's the chain reaction going to look like? This is how you find the weakest links in your response plan.
So by mapping out this chain of events, you can see exactly where things can go wrong. Let's say the initiating event is a power cut. Right away, you have 2 branches. Path A, the backup generator works. Great, services stay up. But path B, the generator fails. Now your servers are crashing. You can immediately see that the stability of your entire system depends on that one single component, the backup generator.
So, after all our investigation, using our simple questions and our more complex analyses, we've reached the end. It's time for the final verdict. We've gathered the evidence, and now we're going to identify the real culprit. And, you know, it might not be what you're expecting.
And this is maybe the most important thing to remember. This kind of detective work is never ever about finding a person to blame. The real culprit is almost never Bob in IT. It's almost always a broken process, a flaw in the system, or a bad design. The goal isn't to find out who messed up, but what in the system allowed the mess up to happen.
This right here is the fundamental mindset shift. Fix the process, not the person. Because when you fix that broken system, when you create that paper inventory process, you prevent the problem from ever happening again, no matter who's on the job. You make the whole system stronger and way more resilient.
So now I'm turning it over to you. It's your turn to be the detective. Think about it. What's that one recurring problem, that one glitch that returned in your world, at work or at home? What do you think would happen if you started asking why? What hidden culprit might you uncover?